Picasso something. Pig something. What was it?
Picasso
Yeah,
Cup.
Picasso Cup.
Round of 4.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was. I just didn't know if it was Picasso or if it was just Pigs tournament. Apparently that's a best of 5, so the Picasso's running the best of 5 semi-finals.
Oh yeah, best of 7 finals.
Are they really?
I bet.
That's. I think that's honestly insane for online cup. Though. I don't make the rules.
It's phenomenal.
Alright. Clem Astrea, you excited to see it? What do you think the outcome's going to be?
Do you want me to kill the vibe here or what?
Yeah. Kill it.
2-0 Clem. Dude, he's gonna poop on him. Clem is really good.
I think it's very rough when you see like the previous games and it was like Astrea has to really work and grind and kind of work his butt off to beat Beyond, and it's like, you know, Clem is just in a better state TvP than Beyond right now, right? So
yeah. And not a little bit either. You know, he's gonna take him apart. Did you ever have to do that with the frogs? You know, like the dissecting?
No, I actually never did this.
Yeah, me neither. I don't think we ever dissected an animal during biology. But I also dropped biology when I was like 15, so that might be the reason.
Yeah, like that could be why. I also dropped it when I was 15.
Because I remember that always. I remember in like TV shows that was like a thing. You know, it's like, oh, I don't want to dissect the animals. But then I never actually got to do it, which is wild. That's weird. It doesn't really make sense to not want to dissect it after they're already dead, no? Do they kill them for the dissecting? I don't think so, right? They find an animal and then you go dissect it.
I actually have no idea. It probably doesn't happen that much anymore. Probably too complicated, no?
No, I think they dissected like in year 5 or so, or year 4. They dissected. Maybe even they did like a pig or something with the class. Like these biology teachers, you know, they're just walking around in the weekends looking for dead animals.
Yeah.
Like, oh, carcass.
Roadkill. Like, now students,
Score!
The heart is not usually crushed with tire marks all over it. The Twitch chat is concerned that the Home Story Club players have not been announced yet. Can you share any information? I feel like you've unofficially announced yourself, right?
I mean, I've been here for the past 21 Home Story Cups.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think I might be there again. I don't know exactly who else is going to all show up. Like, I haven't actually checked. But if it's not announced, it's probably not announced for a reason. I don't know what the reason is, but...
I heard they're still looking for players.
Ah, really?
Yeah. I offered myself. They said, no, we really need you to cast. It's like, what a shame.
What a shame.
Look, I could have proxied some Marauders.
No, you couldn't.
No, probably not.
No, it's a difficult build order, Wardy.
You gotta really think about it on many levels. Is the problem.
Yeah. Ooh, Helion's gonna survive. It's gonna be a Phoenix build. I did a Phoenix build against Clem in at Bellum Gens Elite in Bulgaria, and we talked a bit about it, and everyone just made fun of me for playing Phoenix. Like it was merciless. They were just like, I was like, I don't think, you know, if X or Y would have happened. Yeah, I made some control mistakes, obviously. And it's like, I don't think it would have been that bad. And they were like, no, like Phoenix is always terrible. Like if you think it's actually a good build, like there's something wrong with you. And like more and more people kept piling on because people would join the conversation midway. And at the end, like 7 people had scolded me for building a Phoenix.
I mean, that is what we're meant to do right now. Phoenix are meant to be unusable, never good, so...
Hey, this looks pretty okay to me.
Yeah, I mean, to me it doesn't make sense either. I think the thing is, certain builds from the Terran are very good against Phoenix, but if you're not quite expecting it sometimes, you're not going into like the Cyclones and stuff straight away, Phoenix can still be very good at denying, you know, the medevac and so on, and if you're not aware of it and your medevac's exposed, then that's very troublesome too, right?
Oh, yeah. He didn't get the scout on the cloak, by the way. That's a huge deal. If he doesn't get the scout whatsoever, this Banshee that is flying in right now, dude, it's gonna cause some serious havoc. There is a probe that's gonna scout the Banshee. Now that's big, that's big. Can we get a recall on the Phoenix as a result? I think we should probably, right?
Yeah, I think
we should.
Yeah, I think bringing it back makes a lot of sense. The Banshee going to come in. It's a lot of probes that are just going to be in danger. So there's the recall. We will start to build an observer instead, so it's going to take a little while still to get detection here. 4 probes go down, so Clem making up for any losses already. Love that, and into the main base we go. The Banshee here is going to continue to go after a few more probes. Good times.
Yeah, okay. Honestly, if Astrea had seen the Banshee with his probe downstairs, I think this would have been an easy observer rally plus recall. You're keeping 11 extra probes alive, and I actually think Astrea is in a very playable position. Right now, however, after losing 12 probes, I am not sure how playable we could consider this. We are going to go into the golden standard of anti-Phoenix Colossus, which is... Actually, it's not true. We're not going to get Vikings here. So it's just going to be standard Marine medevac into reactor. So I actually think Astrea would have been in a really good spot.
Definitely. I'm with you. I don't see what would have been necessarily bad about the situation. It's obviously now he has lost those workers, and the Phoenix will beat up as well as they try and find a little extra on the map right there too. Stim combatant plus 1 all building up. Another nice scan. Going to get an observer picked away at. And the Phoenix are going to be still gathering on that right side as well, keeping an eye out. What else is going on? Twilight Council Forge, the extended thermal lines coming up. Continue to bring that through for the moment. As a couple of medevacs go to the bottom left. Actually, Phoenix might get an intercept here. Medevac's already boosted as well. He missed it, so he doesn't see it in time, and the unload will go off.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but at least he knows where they are. Like, if 16 Marines go into your main base unchecked, that's game. If they get caught a little bit beforehand, at least you know where they are. You know you need to stop them from going into the main. Maybe you can even split off a Colossus if you have 2 Colossi out, which he does right now. Getting the charge slots most likely here as a follow-up, as well as the attack upgrade. I actually think this is a completely playable scenario here for Astrea. But I mean, we're gonna have to wait and see if it's true.
Marines, they get a few shots off. Phoenix taking some shots still. Again, just now, if nothing else, use those Phoenixes just zone at the medevacs right now, stop them from being able to do too much else. We have got the starport coming up from Clem as he starts to take this air threat much more seriously, and obviously against the Colossus just want plenty of Vikings because you need to chew through Phoenix or survive through Phoenix and still get those Colossus kills as well, so that's going to be very important as the bio settles in down to that bottom and looks to keep on applying pressure. Just 1 Colossus here at the moment with a few Stalkers. Let's see if it'll be good enough.
Yeah, 1 Colossus in the middle does stop the 16 Marines. As there's no Marauders there, just the single Colossus plus battery is going to be good enough. That's going to be the setup here, at least for now. No fort base yet out for Astrea, which is an issue as Clem is pulling ahead in supply right now. And here comes the attack into the natural. Marauder count is, to be honest, quite pathetic. It's not looking very solid. We have double starport as a follow-up. And that means we're going to have an insane amount of Vikings coming out. Clem seemingly is just going for some type of mass Viking push here, and Astrea is going to need to find a way to hold this.
Yep, he's going to have to... I mean, it's difficult, right? Because what do you really have against Vikings? He doesn't have Blink yet. Doesn't have Storm yet. All the things that typically are going to be good against the Vikings are just not really ready. And if Clem can hit in that time frame where there's not an answer up, then he's got a great answer to your tech, and you have basically no answer to his tech. So... definitely scary for Astrea. Feels like he really needs to start figuring something out. I guess just the bio, he can push it back. But yeah, that Viking count is growing, and it's growing fast.
Hell yeah, we have 8 Vikings out already with 2 more on the way. 10 Vikings against 4 Phoenix and 3 Colossi. This is going to be a massacre. Blink not out yet either. Like, this is quite frankly just painful. Mine on the right side kills another Phoenix as well. No Storm here, no Disruptors, just +1 attack against 1-1 Bio Viking. As Clem scans him forward, and I think he's going to be ending the game over here, to be honest.
Seems pretty good for him as he just steps straight through. We're not going to be seeing a couple of Phoenix getting turned back the other way. I mean, no allowed expansion, and Clem doesn't need to kind of push right now. Still feel like he's doing plenty for himself. As you see another mill just dropping down into place. This is continuing to look great.
Yeah, we have 10 Vikings out, 18 Marauders, 38 Marines. You know the funny thing here is, Wardy, is that I actually believe that Clem's army probably wouldn't mind trading at this point. You know, if you see it, if you take a look at the Marine count, for example, it's like if we're gonna max out right now, I think we probably want more Ghost in this army at some point, right? Like, we want a better army. So I'm actually surprised that Clem went back. He's also gonna full stim to deal with these Zealots that are at home. This is a very good Zealot run by here out of Astrea. That's actually going to clear a lot of economy. And as there's no Ghost out right now, the Templar defense might have been made viable all of a sudden.
That's actually going to work wonders. 14 SCVs, and now we're actually going to buy enough time to, as you say, get prepped with a little bit more tech defensively as well as Astrea. So let's absolutely start to look up a little bit for him. So Astrea going to be in a little bit more of a cozy spot than it initially seemed. Just great time with the Zealot run by, and Clem not really prepped to kind of deal with that effectively at all, unfortunately.
Okay, here come the Templar. Good army split out of Clem, by the way. Love that he has such a large force on that other side. He's gonna just clear these rocks, this cooling tower. I think Clem is just making sure there's no 5th base. I think that is his main goal. We might actually get a late game, just like the previous game on this map. How crazy would that be?
That'd be
pretty crazy.
Very crazy, yeah. Would be, I mean, Astrea's strength really is the ability to kind of split those High Templars so well and just have opportunities to play with the High Templar kind of all around the map. So it's definitely one of the things he's been very good at in the PvTs the last couple of days over the weekend in that EWC qualifier as well, of course. So yeah, definitely a interesting one to see if Clem can really find a way to get rid of a lot of those High Templar and those storms. It's a little bit of a storm there right now. I mean, we've got 4 ghosts only for Clem. And it's just so scary at the moment to continue seeing how this develops.
This is a very weird style that Clem is playing. I feel like his ghost count has been way too low for way too long. And I think he waited a bit too long as well with that initial Viking push. This position is still absolutely fine, by the way. I'm not saying like, oh, Clem is freaking dead, but I think he pretty much gave Astrea a second life is what it felt like. Oh! Look at his left side army, Wardy!
Yep, it's getting destroyed. Astrea is actually taking a couple of good fights right now, so he's able to really, again, fight on both sides. He's got storms available on the right still, and Clem's army there is kind of hurting too, so it's all of a sudden feels as though Astrea is taking some good fights, but now he gets overwhelmed a little bit. So stepping too far forward, the Vikings get the Colossus, and the Bio will chase for an Immortal as well. The rest of it gets away. Clem really recovering toward the tail end of this more than anything else.
Yeah.
Because that was looking very scary on both sides. It looked like he was starting to take some heavy losses, and like I said, just about able to bring it back and turn it the other direction.
Yeah, we do have 5 ghosts available here right now. And there's 10 Templars out on the map, as well as a Prism. 1 EMP gets used. If you pull a lot of these Templars forward, and you have a bit of an upgrade lead, I guess he's gonna get like a +3, so it's a 1 upgrade lead. It's not huge. Oh! He doesn't have a detection nearby. There's an observer towards the left, but this ghost is actually going to be capable of maybe sniping another one of these Templar. That probably should end this push.
But still very much so trying to go after that. It is going to get taken down, so no more to be found there. And we will have that falling as Clem. Just going to relocate back around the top side, trying to get that 5th base up. You really mentioned Destroyer expands much more slowly than the other Protoss right now, and it's so visible. Like, I feel like so many Protoss right now would have other bases up, and Astrea's just happy to settle in on what he's got and just take it slower and steadier, and kind of allows him to play a little bit more split up and around the map in a way, because he's being very cautious about the bases that he does have. He's making sure to have armies in front of each of them. Again, the Fusion from Astrea as well, so some even later game tech coming available now as he blinks in to take this fight. The EMPs come down to try and help initially. And he's going to have the Bio back off, a couple more ghosts showing up as well. So we are going to chase this away for the moment. So Astrea once again push back as just this constant back and forth kind of dueling as Clem trying to step forward here and actually eat through a couple of storms, and he does manage to kill a Templar as a result.
Yeah, I got 3 Templar there in the middle. Not the end of the world, because there's still 8 remaining. We get feedback plus storm over here. Right side army perhaps in some trouble, but Templar from behind the barrier is going to show up and just look very threatening right now. One of them is going to get sniped, so that's nice. 84 probes to 66 SCVs. Wardy, I think we're slowly but surely entering a late game. And I have not seen these guys go up against one another in this type of late game before. And I'm so freaking curious what's going to happen.
Yeah, Clem is one of the players who really can challenge the Protoss late game at the moment. He really has the army control necessary. The split army control as well is oftentimes needed. So do you expect him to be able to do well here? But Astrea, he plays for this kind of situation a fair amount, actually. You know, in a lot of his games, oftentimes against Clem, he just doesn't get a chance to get to this point. So it'll be fascinating to see if his expertise at this sort of stage of the game is going to be able to come through and shine against a Clem who is also just very potent at this stage of the game as well. Like you say, super exciting.
Bit of a skill check there. Did you see that? Clem was like, hey, let's see if you're paying attention to this. And if you are, then good job, you're going to get a Storm. And if you're not, you're going to lose a Templar for free. Astrea was paying attention. Very heavy on Stalkers right now, by the way. Templar count down to 5. Cannon count on the right side also might be lacking just a little bit. So this is something we do need to keep in mind, is that if you're transitioning into Tempest at some point, you're going to need a lot of cannons during that transition to make sure that you don't just straight up die.
Colossus needs to be careful. Hits a bunch of Viking shots right away. Feels so dangerous having Colossus at this point. It feels like they're just so quick to die so often, so almost a little scary as a couple scans continue down. And the Stargates continue up. Stalkers and the Colossus trying to step through. Colossus will fall.
Yeah, Zealot Archon army moving towards the right side right now. One thing that is interesting to think about, actually, now that you're mentioning the Colossus, is that if you split the Colossi up one by one, both sides are going to need a decent amount of Vikings, like more than you have total right now. So I think it's actually a better thing to do. In Vikings, they move kind of weird. They make army moving much harder for Terran because they fly ahead of the force often. Double feedback on the right side though. Storm kind of misses, but this is still going to get pushed back as... let's take a look at the overall resources lost. Clem is still ahead when it comes to resources lost, but Astrea has a huge bank right now, and Clem is going to need to face that reality at some point. We have a bit of a warp in the main base. Vikings are going to snipe this Prism, I think. Yep, there we go. Prism is going to fall. Liberators will most likely clear the Zealots. At the same time, Stalker, Colossi moving in forward to try and clear this 5th base.
Such a challenge to constantly keep your army split up and then regathering everything again. We'll see Clem is trying to come through on this left-hand side, but the Colossus going to get a lot of lasers off as the army has to come around a big corner there. Astrea is falling back to this little bit of a line of static defense for him to help hold the position with. So falling back to this, being able to hang out there for a little bit, and let's see a few of those SCVs going down on the gold minerals, so they will not get the last at all.
Yeah. Okay, let's see how Clem is going to split his army here. There's 11 Ghosts, 10 Vikings, 4 Liberators, 60 SCVs. So this is one of the advantages that Terran has, right? Is that they can be on a lower worker count while keeping up in the income. So even if theoretically they should have a worse army when maxed out, they're going to have a slightly bigger army when maxed out because they're going to have like 20, 30 more supply while maintaining decent eco. Right side base here is going to get sniped. Not the end of the world for Astrea. There's plenty of Nexi available. Right side doesn't have enough Vikings in the mix either, so can't really contest with the Tempest Colossus there.
And Nuke on the way up from Clem, so even going to start getting that as a little bit of a way to add extra pressure on and also clearing stack defense. It's a very effective way to clear stack defense. Is now the top left base going down. I mean, if he loses this base, is starting to kind of get to a little bit of a dangerous base count again, where, you know, typically you want to be a bit further ahead of the Terran player base-wise than what you are going to end up being here. So a little bit of a minor concern for Astrea, but just keep it alive for now anyway.
Yeah, if it's going to be 6 base versus 6 base, which is what it's kind of shaping up to be, I am not loving this spot for Astrea right now. I really am not. As you mentioned, we saw nukes already being researched. They're going to kind of add another dimension of chaos into this. As the 7th is under some heavy fire for now, though. It seems like Astrea is going to be capable of holding. Bleaching forward, clears 2 more Vikings as well. Tempest Scout on the bottom right side is very stellar. Has +2 and +1 armor, so +2 attack, +1 armor. It's going to continue fighting here. Doesn't have any Templar remaining, but could maybe just blinking forward with the Stalkers, kill 1 or 2 extra Vikings. The trades have just been pretty decent here for Astrea. And this resource loss is extremely close.
19 to 21,000 is really not that bad. It allows you to kind of play with closer economy than what you might typically expect. As Astrea still pushing that right side. That pantry might just be in trouble for Clem. There's nothing there defensively. The army is off to the left side. Can we actually make a dive in on this? He's going to try to. I thought Clem was coming over, but he actually hesitated and he did not make his way over this way. So that's going to be a base going down. All those mules are going to lose their chance to mine for the moment. And Astrea actually going to recall that right side army out of there. So appreciating that it's likely going to end up in trouble if he doesn't evacuate quickly.
Yeah. Doesn't have a mothership quite yet, which is something we've seen him use in the past to do these quicker kind of rotations across the map. Dude, Astrea is playing one hell of a game.
One hell of a game. It's cool to see. As told me this is going to be the Clem 2-0, so we have to find something to be excited for. And it's definitely Astrea putting up a heck of a fight. Just trying to get if he gets these extra bases up and can truly hold them, it feels so much more comfortable for him. That's the big challenge, and of course the big thing that Clem is really trying to stop from happening as well. So not too surprising. As you're going to start launching some nukes in a game, we'll try and use those as a way to open up some of these spaces, knock down some of the stack defense, and just make these bases more engageable in general. It's going to land too. Mostly the rocks, but the idea is there.
2 more Ghost Academies, as well as 2 more nukes on the way here, Wardy. This is starting to look a little bit scary right now if you're Astrea, as the bank continues to grow here for Clem as well. Good free splits there in the top left. At the same time, we have a fight on the right side. Vikings are being storm blanketed, but is the left side army going to be big enough here for Clem? I'm not sure. Tempest are taking a bit of a beating. Clem will need to retreat into its planetary fortress. Is going to be back on 6 bases. One of them is an orbital. Vikings need to be repaired. The resource loss is 27k to 27k. Those numbers are getting closer. That is a very good sign for Astrea.
Definitely going to benefit him if he continues in that sort of a direction. So we've got 2 more nukes building, one already launching up into the skies as well. We'll continue to try and nuke towards this gold base. The Tempest are going to find this one and deny it immediately. So good quick shutdown. Not going to let that be taken advantage of at all.
Yeah, the one thing that Astrea has been phenomenal at is just having vision this entire time. Like, these observers have provided so much value over time. It's surprising that Clem hasn't been more actively scanning his own army to try and get rid of those. I think he just realized, he's like, wait a second. I have a lot of orbital commands. I have 13 orbital commands. I can scan wherever I want, and he should not have any vision of my army. The only way that Astrea should be allowed to get vision here is through the help of a revelation on the Oracle. These observers should be dying at a very high pace. We still have 1 observer that's right now keeping track of this right side army. Left side army, I think, also killed something over there. I'm not sure what it was. There's a couple of observers going down. Our new count is back at 4. And he's going to throw a big one down over here.
Nice little storm or two, as the Tempest is going to be a big part of trying to make sure that this does get pushed away. Nuke is going to land again. It's just going to be a cannon, an assimilator, little bits and pieces. You are keeping this gold from mining at least, which is a victory for Clem, but it's a lot of attention being paid to this base just to keep it from mining. Viking count is huge, looking for some of the opportunities to shoot at the Tempest and the Colossus here. Storm's trying to warn the Terran army back. Another nuke lands, and another one just lines up as Clem continues to try and pressure these bases from this bottom right side of the map.
Yeah, some insane nuke pushing here coming out of Clem. Something that we haven't seen really in a long while, or at least I haven't seen it in a long while. Clem's going to be continue pushing it forward, taking out the cannon lines as he goes. We get a snipe here on one of those Templar. We only have like 5, actually we have 8 Templar remaining over here just on the screen. I was going to say we only see 4, but they're like Waldo, you know, they're hiding in plain sight very frequently. And it's the same for Terran players. They're like, oh, there's only 3 left, and then boom, 4 storms all of a sudden show up. This Ghost is still going to try to hit his nuke. Is going to not get to call it down properly. 2 more nukes are on the way. Resource lost 30,000 to 30,000. Clem occupying the bottom right. Astrea setting up shop at the top left as more nukes are continuing to land on this kind of middle gold base.
Oh, the Tempest. Tempest? Oh, just denied the nuke in time. I actually got a little bit scared from them there. I was convinced they were going to get hit. But they denied it. As the bio and the medevacs come back over to that left side, couple batteries. Going to be sitting tight.
Yeah, maybe a crazy thought, but I feel like going even lower in work account here for Clem is absolutely allowed, no?
Yeah, I mean,
going down to 40? Like, he has 13 orbital commands. Isn't that plenty?
I would think so. I mean, he does have bases to work from at the moment, which is obviously a factor, so he still is at least making use of the SCVs, but I think you could get like, yeah, a little, like, because like you say, the mules are going to support so much of your mining anyway. You probably do not need that much, so yeah, I'm kind of with you.
Nice. Okay, the top left, by the way, is going to get cleared here by these Marauders. At least the cannons are going to get cleared. Maybe the Zealot Stalker Templar will be capable of taking out this Marauder army, but it's going to be close over there. Cannons are gone. At the same time, bottom right, storming on top of this Viking force. Not quite working out. We got another nuke coming in right now with a pre-cloaked ghost. And with the scans, I think this nuke is just going to land. That means these cannons are adios. Top left, Astrea will keep it, but needs to rebuild the cannons.
We have a full-on split map right here on Tokamak. Everyone has each and every one of their own bases. No one's stealing bases from the opponent as well. Is actually fairly noteworthy. Not every day you see an actual fair split of the map. But yeah, we just gonna keep on mining and just slowly chip away at each other. I mean, resources lost is still so close together. This really is anyone's game, and one fight swing one way or the other is going to be extremely powerful at this point.
Oh yeah. Gonna get another nuke here from the low ground onto the high ground. As we have no detection here on top left. That means that this nuke is definitely gonna land. That's what, minus 2 cannons, 2 batteries. 3 cannons? Oh, actually just 1 cannon and 2 batteries stay alive. Ghost remains active, snipes 2 Templar. That was definitely worthwhile. To get another aggressive Ghost forward, but without Cloak, I think it's actually not that good. Okay, he's gonna cloak it up last second. It's so hard to get vision of this, because Observers just died to scan plus Viking majority of the time. There's no storms available. No, there is. There's always storms available, and now a big storm is gonna come from the bottom as well. Vikings extremely damaged here, Wardy. 37k to 39k loss. So Clem is winning the trading battle, but he's doing it very, very slowly.
Yeah, it's a very slow process, but very nice to also just see that he is very confident in just sort of staying and sitting and letting this kind of play out in that kind of, like, you know, later stage. A lot of Terrans are terrified at this stage of the game and, you know, do not find ways to be super active at this sort of a point. I mean, I think back to Gumiho Astrea yesterday, which was, you know, a very super passive game. Gumiho doesn't find a way to do anything. But Clem is finding ways to constantly be on the map, being aggressive, and just finding ways to chip away at this Protoss army, really reliant on those nukes.
Yeah. What happens with the resources lost when a nuke gets cancelled, by the way?
I don't know. Do nukes count as resources lost when you use them anyway, though?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think, I mean, it obviously should, because it is resources you are losing, but I'm curious if it is. I think it does, because I just saw the resource lost increase. As we got another nuke on top of this army right now. Astrea's not paying attention, needs to snipe this one ghost. Oh no, Astrea!
No! It wasn't super disastrous, but it still clips the edge. It could have been worse, but it's still pretty nice for Clem. He's actually going to take the chance to dive in, let the Vikings do some work there, put some hurt in on the Colossus. The Tempest now feeling pretty exposed as well. Another nuke going to zone this Protoss army further back, and this base is feeling achievable for Clem to reach it and take it out. We're going to actually deny the gold a little bit here as well. And Clem taking a little bit of an edge as Astrea. That nuke really has just halted him into a pretty tough position, actually, in the end. And, man, just the amount of nukes we've had is crazy. And eventually they really are catching up to Astrea as well, it seems.
All right, finally Astrea is going to add in an Oracle. I feel like this should have been added in a long time ago. There are 2 reasons why you want Oracles. Reason number 1 is the Revelation. Reason number 2 is not as good, but it's still there, and that's going to be Stasis Wards. If you have 2-3 Oracles continuously putting down Stasis Wards, that is something that Terran needs to kind of keep track of. Yes, they are always scanning, so it probably is not the end of the world, but still, they need to keep it in mind. As now Clem decides, hey, I dealt with your bottom base relatively well. I had some good fights. Let's see what happens if I just change the location where I'm battling you. And it's going to try to nuke the top left side. Ghost is going to get taken out. Big Storm is landing on absolutely everything. This is looking pretty decent for Astrea. Also has the mothership in the top left, by the way. I didn't even see that, but could go for a cheeky little recall over there if he wants to.
Yep, definitely a possibility as a Ghost gets taken out. Just going to see the another nuke coming straight on down. Just going to get that pin position. Obviously, got to be super careful about it right here. As the Tempests and all stuff. Well, there's actually, I guess, the High Templar kind of close to the center of that nuke as well.
Dude, he's just queuing them up right now. What the hell?
Yep. the base, gets the probes. I mean, this took a long time to get there, but absolutely worthwhile. Eventually breaking through that location, and it's going to stop resources from being mined as we take a big fight as well. And Clem not afraid to eat some damage on those units to really dish out kills in return.
Yeah. Both players are kind of struggling on the gas, by the way. You see that? Like 1800 for Astrea, 1600 for Clem. Like, getting all these nukes is very gas heavy. And he's not going to be mining that much gas anymore. I think he's going to be on 3, 4, 5-ish refineries, 6 refineries, I guess, for now. Which is still something. But for how much longer? Another nuke is going to land. This is freaking nuke galore over here, man.
Yep, actually another bigger fight from Clem, who's standing in some of these storms to just take the fight and to wipe out the Tempest. He's going to remove a lot of the poking potential from that Protoss army. You got the Ghost still looking good on the ground as well. There's only really Stalkers and a few High Temple on the ground, so they are not going to last. And it looks as though Clem is making severe progresses. Astrea doesn't even mention the gas problem, right? I mean, he can basically warp in warp in Zealots from here on out. He is building a round of Tempest, but yeah, the gas is becoming a big issue, and we're going to get very limited on what we can build very soon, it would feel like.
Yeah, this is not looking good here right now for Astrea, who is going to try to push this back here with the help of the mothership. Viking count is not high enough to deal with all of this. So a couple of scans coming down. More Vikings are reinforcing across the map, of course. We still have Ghost. Clem instantly is going to set us up. He says, hey, that's a real nice base. It would be a shame if I were to mine all of that gas and all of those minerals. Nukes to try and win some time, perhaps, while these turrets are going up. Uh-oh, this nuke is right in the middle of this Protoss force. Astrea needs to pull back, and he's going to pull back. Mothership might get chipped over there on the side. It's barely going to pull away. Another nuke coming down right now, but these turrets are going to be active, and these turrets are going to help so much in this battle, kind of setting the stage here as Zealot being split up, trying to kill as many of these SCVs as they can. A couple of snipes coming down. How many Templar do we have left, by the way? We only have 3 Templar left right now. Ooh. Every Templar that's going to fall will be impossible to replace, pretty much.
That was a hell of a storm. Clem walked through every single tick of it as we're going to try and take this fight. Does he have enough Vikings? I mean, there's honestly, I guess they're split off to the bottom as well, but they're low HP. It's so scary. He is going to try and keep on fighting through. Tempest in trouble, dropping down. Again, the gas is a problem from both sides. There's very limited rebuild potential at this stage, but Clem seems to be bullying his way forward. A couple of snipes going off. Every unit you get rid of right now is huge, and being able to get rid of some with the freedom of a snipe is amazing.
Yeah, I love the addition of Disruptors here, so we haven't seen them in a while, but they're back right now. A great anti-ghost unit, of course. Time Warp gets utilized. This orbital command is gonna fall. Clem does not have a lot of cash remaining, but Astrea doesn't have anything really remaining. He does not have a lot of mining, doesn't have any cash, and his army kind of blows big time. Where are the storms? They're not here. Where are the active Disruptors? They're not here anymore. This mothership is about to fall as well, as Clem takes a big supply lead here, Wardy.
Yup, this is going to be huge. This is going to be the winning moment, and that is going to be Clem taking the opening game of this best of 3 semi-final. Well, you said Clem would get a 2-0, but man, he really had to fight, duel, and push his way into that victory.
Really?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, well, never mind then. You know, you have certain triggers in life. I have that with the name Roger now.
I see.
Yeah, but it's not funny if you've never seen the movie. You should definitely watch it.
Okay.
Great stuff.
But nonetheless.
Yeah, please do. All right. Game number 2 here between Clem and Astrea will be played on ley lines. As we don't have any proxies coming in. Rare to see here.
He didn't need the song.
Ley lines.
No, we changed it. Don't remember anything.
Hey there, ley lines.
Hey there, delay lines, yeah.
Hey there, delay lines. Hey there, delay lines. What's it like in New York City?
Well, you can change line 2 as well. Like, what's it like to be proxied? I don't know. I'll shut up.
It doesn't rhyme though, does it?
It doesn't rhyme in the first place.
But at least you take it to the original. If you're gonna change it, you should, add something.
Okay, I'll think about it.
Alright, what do we have over here? Nexus into core, Wardy. 19 Nexus into core. Did I ever tell you about my 18 Nexus adventure?
No.
Okay, so you basically you have different Nexus timings, right? If you go Nexus into core no scout, you can go 19 Nexus, 20 Nexus, 18 Nexus. And I was convinced that 18 Nexus was really good because you got such a fast unit out. But then I tested it and the eco actually super blows on it. So it's better to play core core into Nexus with a no scout and both on 20. You have better eco than with an 18 Nexus.
Wow.
How crazy is that? I didn't know that. I didn't realize it. I actually played 18 Nexus in tournaments for a bit because I thought it was so much smarter than the rest. You want to hear it even worse?
I feel like
I started making a video on why 18 Nexus is good. And then I realized, wait, I haven't actually checked on whether it's good or not. Like, I'd written the script out and everything. And then I checked myself. I was like, oh, this freaking sucks.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit pathetic. This happened 2 weeks ago.
At least you're now a better player.
I am a better player. 19 Nexus does have some value, though. I don't mind that. As Astrea pulls him forward. It's gonna actually finish this Shade and insta-recall. I like that. Forces the Reaper Hellion to stay at home a little bit longer. So Reaper Hellion is one of the worst Reaper builds out of 2 gas. The only time it can do anything if it basically hits instantly. And because this isn't hitting instantly, it most likely isn't going to be successful. Those are the rules of engagement. They absolutely are. Second Stalker is about to pop out. It's going to be in the main base as well. So, like, this is the problem with Reaper Hellion. It's just not good. That is really the issue with it. And I understand why Terran players do it, because there's like a 5-second window in which it is great. But if you miss that window, boy, does it freaking suck. What the hell is this SCV doing across the map?
I do not know.
Is this a meme? No, he's going back home. Accidental already, I guess. Liberator behind this, most likely going to go into tank. I don't think we're seeing a Cyclone here. As the double mine plus double marine drop is going to try to hit the main base over here.
If they can do it, he takes a chance to move into position and try and find some value with this little drop in. So in we go for the chance to be aggressive. We do see the Widow Mines. So we targeted onto a Stalker there, which is going to be a kill. Kind of felt like those probes actually were in a little bit of danger right there. There's a chance that a few of them went down.
Nah, Astrea pulled that perfectly. He counted it. He counted the ticks, you know?
Yeah. Ticks.
He's like a speedrunner
Speedrunner.
when it comes to not losing probes.
Talented.
Did you ever see the video of the Mario guy that played Mario? I think it's the one with the, like, what's it called? 64?
Yeah.
Blind.
Yeah, I've seen this a lot. I used to be really into watching the speedruns and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was very impressed by that. I once tried playing StarCraft blind. It's really difficult. I got beaten by the easy AI.
Well, yeah, because I imagine that the problem with StarCraft is it's very easy to lose where you are on the screen, no?
Yeah, but you can set camera hotkeys, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
At the start. And you need someone to tell you where you spawn and then just have like a feeling of where you're going pretty much.
It's just so difficult in StarCraft because there's so much like clicking and positioning and tracking of different things.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very hard. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe you should start practicing and do like a blind campaign play.
Isn't that what Grant did?
I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure Grant played a certain campaign mission without vision, and he just remembered everything, like where stuff is supposed to go. He had like a strategy and everything.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Dedication.
Yeah, Dave Grant is freaking busted in the head. Great guy.
Storm early this time from Astrea, so gonna have that tool to help him out against some of this initial Clem aggression, which should be popping across the map soon, right? We've got Stim Combat and +1 all finishing shortly, so we're absolutely getting to the point where we can make something with this. Rose sieging up as well, and a couple probes over on that side. Gonna get picked away at and turned away. Nice storms on the bio.
Those are big storms, by the way. Dude, Clem is in a bit of trouble, I think.
Yeah, I feel like he's losing a lot very quickly at the moment, no?
Yeah. It's not looking so great. We also have insane vision every single game for Astrea. He's like the observer king, man. He sees everything. It's like full vision of the middle. He's staying on what is this? 7 gate for quite a while. He doesn't have a prism yet. If he had a prism and he wanted to clear this, he actually could pretty easily. Next observer is also just flying straight in. Look at that. 1 scan, 2 birds. 1 stone.
1 scan, 2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. 4 baits on the way.
Still processing what it means.
He could have gotten 2 observers with 1 scan. And it's like 2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah,
I
know. It just took me a while to really put the pieces together, you know.
The guys in the chat figured it all out, though. They understood instantly.
They're out there just watching. That's their job. I'm here having to think about what you say and think about how to talk back about it, you know.
True. Okay, 3rd base setting up for Clem. Sometimes I watch Clem games and I don't quite understand why his supply is not lower. You know what I mean? Like, it felt like this game went pretty freaking poor for him. But yet his supply is at 130 and Astrea's only at like 120. I feel like Astrea should have been in a better spot already, like with a faster fort, a faster upgrade or something, but it couldn't be further from the truth. Okay, we're now going to try to move him forward. Charge hadn't finished yet. I wasn't aware of that. We're going to go a double storm drop in the natural. This is going to deal no damage, let me tell you. None.
None. Wow. Well, cool. Cool force fields come down though as we try and push in over the other side. So this big attack trying to come through, but Clem's defense is good and the couple of Zealots take some damage.
Ooh.
And get chased away.
Look at this ring of vision that Astrea has made, man.
He sees everything.
He sees it all. Yeah.
A really nice place to be in. Getting to see so much at once.
Yeah, it's great. Like the bird's view right now.
The bird's view.
That's like from up top, no? You see it's very far.
Yeah, like bird's eye view.
Yeah, sure.
You watch from the top looking down. I think most StarCraft is kind of like that.
There's not a lot of people that play zoomed in.
No, it's not.
Yeah, a bit of a lull in the action, isn't it? There's nothing happening already.
We're just, I mean, Astrea has total map control. Clem appreciates that and knows he doesn't have an army to kind of push out himself just yet, so we're just sat here kind of waiting for someone to do something, which there's not a lot of right now. Sometimes StarCraft has these moments where everything just stops.
Could you maybe tell us a story from your youth back in Birmingham?
Never, well, I was going to say I've never been to Birmingham in my life, but I actually went earlier this year to play Pokemon, so...
Hey, you're not from Birmingham?
What?
You're not from Birmingham?
No.
Liverpool?
No.
Wait, what city are you from?
Oh my god. I'm from the proper north.
Ah.
Newcastle.
Ah, Newcastle, right.
Yeah, that's that.
Absolutely the best. Alright, this is actually a very powerful pusher out of Clem. I wonder if he can just straight up win the game here, because these Zealots are not going to be dealing a whole lot of damage. A couple of EMPs need to fly over on top of these Templars. 1 Templar with 2 storms remaining. Does get sniped there by the tanks. At the same time, Zealot run by killing 9 SCVs. 4 CC is up for Clem. I am not so sure how good this is for the Terran player.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like he's losing a lot, but again, like, you look at his supply, it's like, okay, his supply still feels pretty decent, and he cleared out a lot of high Templar here as well. Resources lost is within reach still for Clem. Feels okay.
I think one of the issues that I have is that he's on 8 barracks, but no second port quite yet. So a Colossus transition here is actually going to be quite scary. Like, it really is. He has 3 Vikings right now. He has 2 Medevacs, so he needs both of them, Medevacs and Vikings. And I don't think Clem can force a fight in this moment. That means that the next fight is going to be with what? 4 Colossi, 6, 7, 8 Templar, something like that. We have an insanely high worker count as well here for Astrea. Only 11 gateways, that maybe could be a bit higher as he continues upgrades here too. I mean, this just looks good for Astrea if you ask me.
does seem in his favor. But I do trust Clem in his ability to kind of sit back and wait and pick the right fight to try and get back in it, though. So we'll see if he can find something. He is going to have his factory poked at as the army repositions, just in case Astrea steps a little bit further forward there, but does not. There's nothing really much to say as we just continue to sell.
Yeah, 5th and 6th CC on the way simultaneously here for Clem. Ship weapons level 1 is already done as well. And Clem can't really do anything. I think he's aware of this as well, just due to his low Viking count. Like, he's gonna need way more Vikings in order to achieve anything here in live. He also only has 2 ghosts, by the way. I think he has like 2 EMPs total. So I think right now is the time for Astrea to kind of push the issue and try to get something done here.
Definitely feels like he's got the advantages to kind of go forth and, you know, take a hold of this opening and make something, but nothing happening just yet. We do see the Colossus going to start hitting as the Sinstell on that high ground. Some SCVs have to evacuate. Astrea taking advantage of being just able to hit the high ground there as a few more SCVs going down, and Clem repositions to, I mean, spread out and potentially threaten the idea of attack that army. If he gets far enough down the bottom, he could make something happen as well.
Yeah. There's still only 4 ghosts here, Wardy. Imagine you feed back 3 of them, then there's only 1 remaining. Imagine you just feed back all 4, then there's none. You just come in, you storm everything. Why doesn't Astrea just do that?
I mean, maybe he wants to.
Oh. Yeah, fair. I mean, he doesn't have so many Templar here, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of them are just kind of spread out around the map. Not really in the fight, so to say. As the Viking count is back up to 12. We have 1 ship weapon. +2 on the way. We have Fusion Core on the way right now. Base 5 is up. I think that Astrea might be staying in this stage a little bit too long. Like, if he wants to stay on Colossus Templar, he probably should have been more active earlier when he was very far ahead. And if he wants to go into a late game, I would have liked to see a Stargate at this point. And I would have liked to see our air weapon upgrades coming in and a second cybernetics core ideally. But we're only now seeing the Stargate. That's pretty much after it should be done already, this transition. So I'm not loving this. Absolutely not loving this. Couple of storms on the top left are helping out to get 1 more on top of his army. This is gonna get cleaned up. Oh, 1 ghost will fall. The rest gets picked up.
Astrea gonna be able to chase back a little bit. I'm with you. He had all the control in the game to kind of do what he wanted, and he kind of didn't take advantage of, like you say, either teching up or then sticking on the army and doing something with it. Where, like, do something when you've got that advantage. Instead, he kind of just let the game play on, and the advantage simmers away a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, storms from the low ground could achieve something, but they won't. Do we even have the observer speed? Yeah, we do. Okay, here comes a big EMP. Actually connects with a lot of these Templar. Still have some like random Templar absolutely everywhere. They're impossible to keep track of though. There's 10 Templar total and they're just spread out all around the map. You step forward too far, you're gonna get stormed on. Astrea in control of the map and of the weather.
What a power to have. Meteorologists hate him.
They really do.
Kyle, gonna be trying to step through. We've got all that stag defense coming up again. Obviously, Clem really relied on the nukes last game to kind of work his way through a lot of that stag defense, so wondering if that's possibly something he can think on here again. Can I work his way through some of those cannons and so with nukes, but we're just not there yet. He's getting advanced ballistics with those liberators, so he is slowly building up that later game composition and making this more and more solid for himself as we settle down.
Yeah. We also have this prism, by the way, that's just kind of idling there on the top side. Like, I really don't think it's a bad idea for Astrea to take a big fight, fly the prism in, warp in like 12 Zealots, 6 Stalkers, 2 DTs, and just go ham, you know? It's like, that would be really difficult to deal with for Clem. Like, even if he initially takes a pretty winning fight, like, that is so many units just being transported to a different place at an instant. I don't even know how you would be dealing with this. A couple of storms are going to connect with the Vikings. Repairs are going to be imminent. Indeed, we're seeing all Vikings being repaired right now. We have this army on the left side without storms. We have an army on the right side with a few storms, but 0 Tempest out on the map. And I'm afraid we're going into a very similar game to the previous one. And the previous time, I felt like Clem could have done more to win the game early on. But this time, I mean, Astrea, he had this game, man. He had it in the palms of his hands.
And the last, here we are now, as a couple Liberators set themselves up and going to help to push some units away. The Bioforce moving from one way to the other. This game, Astrea really is just controlling the whole map, though, it feels like, right? Like, he's got so many bases up. And it does feel like Clem. I mean, Clem's getting to 6 bases, so it's not like he's got no economy. It's just, you look at the map, there's so much blue kind of starting to encase and wrap around the edges of ley lines. Definitely starts to feel very powerful.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't even know what you're gonna do here. We have 11 orbitals. We have 4 Ghost Academies coming in. Zealots are now being cleared by Astrea himself, because he wanted to start a mothership. +1 air weapons coming in. I think this is the 3rd Cybercore that he's building, by the way. I think he just, lost track of the earlier ones. You know what Spirit always used to do in these types of situations?
What? All 3 medivacs get taken down. That's a lot of supply.
That is a lot of supply. Spirit used to always nuke his own airspace.
Just to make them look around crazy because they can't find the nuke? Yeah.
Yeah. But you always knew he was just nuking his own airspace because he always did it, so I just stopped looking. Then one time he didn't do it, he killed like 3 bases at the same time. It's not fun.
It's clever.
Yeah, it's quite clever.
Nuke going to come down onto the pylon, the cannons and everything there. And it's going to be again the start of pushing back that side defense. That was a great nuke. Wow. I don't think we even need the second nuke. I feel like a bit of bio could just stem through and finish up the rest of that. Jeez, that first nuke was banging.
Big nuke's gonna land. This base is a toast. And this is one of the potentially kind of like neutral bases as well. Both players can take it. So Astrea mined about 600-700 gas out of this base total, which I think is going to be the most important resource. At the same time, Zealot warping into the main base. Only 4 of them though. I think if you make a move like this and you reveal the prison, you should review it, with like a big powwow. It can't just be like killing a tech lab and flying away. It needs to be like you're warping in like 12 Stalkers and there's like a Templar in the prism or something like that. And then boom, 17 more Zealots and 3 DTs. Like you need to kind of commit to the play. You can't just like, it's kind of half-assing it right now. I'm not a fan of this Wardy.
Not a fan. Bunker not going to last too long here as he hits this top side, and you see the Viking Lib going to show up. Only a couple of Liberators. Okay, there's a few more, so should be able to start sieging this up and stopping this position from going much further. Nice storm on the Liberators, but will not kill any. We'll get some snipes in return. Clem finds a Colossus as we try and push forward with stacked defense. And you do like this stacked defense that's kind of like middle of the map and not defending bases, but defending positions you're going to stand in.
The thing is that it's so easily nukeable from the high ground that I'm not sure if this is actually like the right takeaway here. It's like, oh, I love this position. I feel like it's cute until the other guy starts nuking and you're just losing a lot of resources very quickly. We have 2 more Nexi on the way. Mothership is here as well. Overall Tempest count is still at 0 right now, but that's going to quickly increase from here on out. It's 90 workers to 45, by the way. But resource loss also very close. Like, this is great. This is such a weird game, man.
Yeah. it has been weird kind of threat. I feel like Astrea PvTs have this kind of weirdness to them a lot of the time. This one's definitely been a bit crazy as the Colossus on the bottom side, the Zealots helping out. Once you get to the Liberators, though, I really feel like we're at this point of you just can't really go in any deeper, So, only so much you can do there. That Ghost is going to land the nuke. It's going to cost you the Ghost at least, but it starts to pick away at some of that stack defense you were just mentioning. It's so easily nuked anyway.
Yeah, I actually think that in this scenario, you just want spread out cannons. You don't want to stack them anymore. So spread out cannons for detection plus Templar is going to be the way to do it. Like most of the time, these cannons are shooting once anyway. And you're just exposing them too much. You want to make it harder to get, that they have nukes hit multiple cannons at the same time. I think that is going to be like a pretty decent answer here. As the ghost count is 7. Our Viking count is 22. Tempest count is at 8, soon to be 9. We have more cannons being built in the middle. Bottom base is once again being sniped. And that means no more gas mining for you over there, Astrea. Who, by the way, is lacking a little bit in the gas. Could still mine from the middle base. Like the 2 Rich Vestine Geyser bases are still active for him, but he needs to be careful that if this goes to a full-on split map, that you know, the gas. He needs the gas.
Yeah, the gas is going to be an important resource deeper down the line. This is a couple of High Templar there that get some storms off, but will also just get themselves killed off as well, so they will indeed fall. Now we have another nuke coming in toward the edge of this static defense. Just going to work our way through a couple more of those structures. Clem pulls back to that array of orbitals and Slim City in position for himself. Really wants to get this base up down here, like you say, just to get access to some of these resources. That definitely will help him with longevity in this game.
Something that's interesting, by the way, when you think of the resources lost step, is that a repair doesn't count, apparently, for the resource lost step. So every storm that you hit... What the hell? Why did he just 7-scan the middle there?
I don't know.
I think he might be tilting. He needs a reboot.
Yeah, that was a... I don't know, rapid fire scans?
No, that was a tilt. That was a tilt scan.
Tilt.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Clem is enjoying this one bit.
I mean, it feels almost hopeless, no? It feels like you never make any progress. So I kind of get it.
Yeah. It's like when you're gardening and there's weeds, you know? Like you pull them out one day, they come back like 3 days later. It's like a never-ending process.
Well, that's actually a good fight for Clem, no? There's not going to be any storms on these Vikings initially. The storm came in super late, so we're going to get rid of pretty much all the air units here. More storms coming down as those Vikings were in the time warp as well. Got to be careful of that. Now making our getaway.
Hey, resource lost. Clem is down 5k in total. We have 4 carriers on the way. This is the last thing I'd expect right now. Maybe he's going to go into Carrier Tempest? Is that even a composition you can play? It also felt like what he's doing right now is pretty much working. Like he's winning, right?
Yeah, I don't think he needs to change it up. I also don't know if Clem really has the resources to kind of deal with carriers, to be honest.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, maybe he doesn't actually. You're right.
Well, I don't think he does.
He doesn't have any resource in general.
Yeah, well, no. I think carriers have a lot of longevity in them as well, and I think Clem is really getting drained in that front. So, yeah, I don't hate it.
Aggressive expansion pattern as well out of Astrea here. Just kind of choking his opponent out right now, bit by bit, like a boa constrictor. Those are the guys that go around your neck and kill you, no?
I don't know if they necessarily go around your neck. I think they just crush your body as well if you want.
Really?
I think so, yeah. That big, no?
They're very large. I think they can get up to like 10 meters or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure on the specific species and sizes, but it sounds believable to me.
Yeah. First DT warping, by the way, kills the bottom right side base. Very nice backstab here coming out of Astrea, who's really switching up the styles here. Orbital in a bit of trouble. This planetary could also die if Astrea wants to go for it. For now, he's just swiping individual orbitals. They're all just lifting. It's like a game of whack-a-mole, except you're going into the sky when the DTs show up.
Yeah. That's a good DT warp, and it keeps Clem super busy. It finds value. And you're rich enough to afford to kind of throw DTs at your opponent a little bit right now as well, so you just get away with it, like, frankly.
Holy crap. Check the topside base. That's like 20 mules, 15 mules or so, and they're all going to get killed here by the Zealots. That is a huge deal, because Clem desperately needs minerals right now. They're all going to get smacked. That means that Clem is all in, I think. I think Clem needs to win a fight right now.
Yeah, I mean, his bank account suggests so. He's got 30 minerals left in there. He does not have the money. He is being mined out of ley lines. Well, not mined out, but he's being forced out because he's running out of mining. He does not really have anything to stay in the game with right now, so it does feel as though we're going to get ourselves a likely Astrea victory. I mean, Astrea's got 100 armies supplied, 160 to fight, but he's also got so much money to work with that he can fight Clem's army in 2 or even 3 engagements, so...
Yeah. Yeah, if we take a look at the overall army value, we see gas-wise, he can just reconstruct an entire fort. Mineral-wise, he can do like 1.5, almost 2. Of course, gas is going to be the limiting factor here, but he can at least get a lot of Zealot, and he can rebuild this army one more time from here out. He also has a lot of production, so that will also not be a limiting factor here. So this planetary is toast, bottom right is toast. Carriers need a decent trade. They don't need a good trade. They just need to kill something and not all die at the same time. Yeah. That's their goal right now.
Yeah, I think we're in a very achievable end game kind of zone at this point, as we have truly a game that's been pretty well. Clem is still going to try and find some trades, and of course has a lot of army supplies. So you will see him winning some fights towards the tail end of this, but it does feel like the timer is on until we really just get this completely rounded out.
Yeah, medevac count is phenomenal though. Viking still shooting as well. Templar flank coming in. I think Astrea might have just done it. Resources lost at 55k to 52,000, and it doesn't include the repair costs that we have seen plenty of in this game. And after 27 minutes and 50 seconds, it does feel like Astrea has sealed the deal. There's only one question left remaining here, Wardy. Are we gonna see the 2 trademark letters out of StarCraft 2 players at the end of the game, or no?
Yeah, that's actually a very good question, isn't it? I think we might not act, honestly, if I'm gonna be honest.
We have a current APM of 600 for Clem. He's pressing the buttons very quick at this moment, despite not having a lot to control. So that usually is a, it makes me lean into the no GG side a little bit over here. He's still trying to take gas. He's still trying to play his game, but he has no clue how rich his opponent is, I think. I don't think he actually knows that Astrea still has another army in the bank.
Yeah, I mean, what Astrea has remaining is pretty ridiculous when you stop and think about it as well, so yeah. Astrea's just mined that much, so Clem's going to stay on until he really realizes, like, oh, you've had that much mining, you've got that much money in you. Okay, cool, fine, I'll get out of here. So maybe a couple more moments, but we're definitely heading toward it because, I mean, we've still got 9k, 5k, and a maxed out Protoss against Clem, who is just not really shaping up in the same way.
Yeah, and Astrea just playing systematically like a massive prick here. It's just beautiful. He is really, he is what people hate the most, I think, right now. Like, he's easy to hate as a Terran player. I've seen him play some PvZ as well. He's easy to hate as a Zerg player too, let me tell you. So it's great play all around here out of Astrea, who managed to somewhat secure a decent lead here. Army supply is actually pretty much even. We get an aggressive mothership recall here with the Stalkers. It's going to probably allow him to clear this command center if he wants to. He's going to focus on some ghosts here right now. Mules are being targeted down as well. So once again, no cash remaining here for Clem. Are there any Templar nearby that could help out? Oh, Colossi are going to walk into Vikings. At least these Vikings get a little bit of exercise. But yeah, I think Clem might just be actually dead here. Wardy.
I'm very with you. I don't think there's much to complain about or disagree with. Like, Clem feels pretty darn dead. I mean, you just gotta take a fight as Astrea. His army's maybe not the best, right? It's a lot of Zealots, a lot of Stalkers, but I still think we've got kind of what we need, to be honest.
I also think we kind of got what we need over here. Clem once again is gonna push in a bit forward. Cloak gets activated. Where's the rest of Astrea's army, by the way? It looks so freaking small. Some Tempest flying across the map. I guess he still has 80 workers.
Yeah, no, I mean, he just has a lot of workers, so, like, he literally, I mean, he doesn't really need those at this point, surely. Maybe he could have really gotten rid of a little bit to have a little bit more army at any point in time. Would have perhaps been nice, considering the way that this has gone. Storm on the Vikings, going to soften those up a little further, and again, Clem cannot withstand against this for long. And anytime Astrea does lose something, it's just instantly replaced. He's having 2 new Disruptors on, there's a few Stalkers coming up. We are on the verge of GG, I feel like.
Yeah, Clement down to 0 APM for a little bit as well. That's rare to see. He knows what's coming right now. In his first-person view. Oh, the APM goes back to 0. He's thinking about it. GG or no GG, GG or no GG. Oh, let's play a bit again. I'm not ready yet. Let me pull the boys back for a bit more. Aye. Don't forget, Clem is still up 1-0, so he's going to have another shot at this if he wants to. He could also try to go for a bit more of an aggressive play.
Definitely waiting out our finale here. Shouldn't take us too much longer though, because I mean, Astrea is surely at some point just going to start playing into this as well, and also got to feel pretty okay about that eventually, just to actually just send this and go. I mean, a couple storms coming down. Do need to put some pressure on. A couple batteries coming up. Tempest on the way. 9 Marines coming through from Clem, by the way, so I mean, still just trying to build anything possible, but at this point, only building Marines is not exactly going to get you very far either.
No, Marines not necessarily a great late game unit against Storm, Tempest, Colossus, Disruptor, Stalker, Mass Cannons. Oh my god, Astrea, look at this forward base. This is too much, I think.
Yeah.
I think if Clem sees that, yeah, he saw it. This is not going to be a GG Wardy. There's no way in hell. This base, that is painful. All right, that is not allowed. If he adds like 7 cannons next to it, good lord.
I mean, to be fair, maybe Clem should consider not being in the game anymore as well.
Yeah, they did look. Yeah, I'm with you there too. I'm with you there too. He should not be. How many ghosts does he have left? 2. Against 12 Templar. There are 7 Vikings against 4 Tempest. So I mean, it's going to be very difficult to win any fight right now. Even minor fights will be hard. Astrea plays like such a clown sometimes. So why isn't he just going? I guess he doesn't care.
Maybe he wants Clem to just feel the tilt. You know, let it sink in.
I think Clem currently is at 0 APM. I think he's tapped down. He's going to go into the main base right now. He's going to sit next to his CC.
I mean, Adrenaline ending. He's maintaining 30 to 50 APM. What do you think he's doing?
I don't know. I think he's actually tapped down.
I just didn't know where his APM was coming from though. Yeah, I can.
I think he's probably typing and then like removing it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, how is this balanced? Then removing it, and then he starts like another one. Like he starts in the chat window like 7 times, never press the send. This is the first time in a very long time that I've seen someone wait for the win condition. That's crazy.
Yeah. I actually don't know if we've ever had it in a WardiTV tournament.
Wow. The world champ, man. This is how you get to him. Astrea also has 0 APM right now.
Well, what does he need to do? He's already clicked into the base.
That's crazy. See his first person for a bit. Hey, Clem actually left the PC. You think he's gonna come back? Maybe he forgot that he won game number 1.
Yeah.
Wow.
GG. Wow.
GG, man.
He actually drops it.
Yeah, it happened on your watch, you know? Without you, they wouldn't have happened. This is something people don't realize. Like, they might be happening, but it would be on the ladder and we wouldn't be sitting here. This is something I often worry about, you know?
Well, the good game's just gonna happen on the ladder and you're missing them?
Yeah. Imagine that. All the good games on the ladder, and there's no content being out of it. It's like when a tree falls in the forest, did it really happen? It's like if Loco, Winter, and Hearthstone didn't cast the same game on a day, did it really happen? No, is the answer.
That's why you need to be in the pockets of all the players. Be like, yo, listen, if you're, you know, if you play a good game on the ladder, I need that replay. You just gotta let them know.
Yeah, you really do.
I mean, maybe that's what I think that's what everyone already does. They just don't message you because you probably don't have many good ladder games.
What the hell? Dude, my ladder games are legit fire. Like, legit. Actually, so many of my ladder games are very good. It's insane. It's because I have a bit of a chaotic style, you know? There's no real plan most of the time after the first 5 minutes. So the games, they go, you know? It's way less stable.
But how many clickbaits can you make out of Hearthstone plays like a clown again, you know?
No, but you can find something. You can find something. Like, it's not that hard. I can tell you. A quick question from the chat here. Did Astrea camp after having won already, or did he win in the late game itself? He won in the late game itself, in the last game, right?
Yeah, I mean, he was like ahead, but he definitely put himself into a better and better position.
I think he probably could have won, because at some point he was like 90 workers, 6 base, Storm Colossus, and up 60 supply. I think he should have killed his opponent there. Actually, did he really... Like, he pretty much kept his advantage, I guess.
There was a few fights where I felt like Clem was kind of getting back in it, but he just never got rid of enough bases. Like, Astrea always had the bases up. Like, there was no consistent pressure from Clem like we saw in the first game, so...
Yeah. Yeah, like, Clem never had any map control, so I'm...
But that's a lot to do with how
I
Astrea plays it, because Astrea, while he just, you know, sat there, he was also poking in on multiple sides, and he was also making it so Clem couldn't focus on, like, getting rid of one side of the map or anything and stuff, so...
Yeah. I think in the first game, what Astrea, like, when Astrea was in a bad spot and then survived into it, I think was more impressive almost. You know, then he ended up losing, but he said it, like, he managed to get himself into a really decent position despite Clem being in a potentially killing situation, I think. So that was cool to see.
Very cool.
I think it's also different for Terran players now, because a lot of the Terran players, they kind of believe that if they get the 5 base, they usually win the game. So I think they have been a bit more passive once they're on 4 and they're ahead, you know? It's like, oh, like, my win condition is around the corner. But against this style, the win condition isn't around the corner. The win condition is 35 minutes away.
Yeah, it's you've got to fight till the bitter end, right? There's no stopping.
Yep.
Good analysis. That's what we hire you for.
Thank you. Okay, what's Clem gonna do? Hellion into mine. Oh, he's playing Reaper. Barracks Gas into Reaper.
Barracks Gas Reaper.
I have no respect for his build order.
None?
No, that is none. If you fall behind after opening like this, it's like well deserved, you know?
Okay.
It's like these guys that do the juggling with the torches, you know? It's like if you juggle with torches and then you burn one of your hands while juggling the torches, it's like that should have been like that's kind of expected, no? Like I still feel bad. It's like it sucks, but it's like this in the
job description. It's like
considered.
Yeah.
It's the same with this build. Like this build, it just sets you up for a bad early game, I think. I don't think there's a lot of situations where you come out of it. It's like, wow, I'm really far ahead. So you have like one main timing, and that's going to be with the first medevac drop, plus Reaper Hellion hopefully doing something. Oh my god, Astrea's barely missing it. Okay, he's gonna get one shot or maybe 2 shots on this medevac. Just one, I think. Oh, he misses it.
0. He's got 2 Stockings and a Hellion sentry out in the middle of the map as well, so that's going to be a little rough for him as he has to recall back into the main. Feel fun as one Widow Mine goes down at least, so he does get the kill with that recall. Nicely done.
What the hell is this?
Oh my god.
That was crazy. 6 kills. That is way more than this ever should do.
Ouch.
Yeah, that actually is big time ouch, man. Raven, see, the problem with this build is that the initial mine drop is late, but then also the Raven is late, right? Because that's dependent on when the medevac goes out, and you can start building a tech lab unit. So it's like everything is just so freaking late with this. It almost feels like ridiculously funny. It's like, oh my god, I can't believe someone's hitting me this late. It makes no sense at all. Like, I bet Astrea was proper confused by this. Like, oh my god, he still wants to hit at this point? It makes no sense. If Astrea jumps in here, that would be a wild move that I wouldn't approve of.
Austin disapproves of this maneuver. Maybe pretty crazy. The auto turret going to get in. It's going to start getting a few pro kills, so we do get a couple of those right off the bat. So get in for some initial starter damage and Stimpack combat shield and +1. All coming up as we speak. Marine Marauder coming through. Command Center being added. And then a couple of gates, the Immortal and the Charge building from Astrea, as well as that Raven still hanging around the back of the main, trying to see if there's anything more to be done.
Yeah. Gonna have to wait and see. 8 Marine drop is moving out towards the right side. Pylon Spotter is probably gonna see that. Another auto turret hits the natural. Ugh. -3 and mining time. That is 5 kills here on this Raven and a decent chunk of mining time as well, Wardy. I think Clem, with one of the weakest builds in the entire game, is actually making it happen.
He's making a fool out of your hate for it, as the free probes have definitely gone down. Finds a pylon bottom right with his medevac as well. So that will be taken out. And a little bit less spawning from Astrea. Astrea in the last game was so good to having the wraparound of vision. Just that circle of vision everywhere on the map. As now he just finds 2 Stalkers. Meanwhile, the drop actually gets found as well. We have to blink away because of the mines burrowing, though. And that's going to mean that can't really stick around to do anything else there. It's kind of a little crazy.
For free, though.
He did, yeah.
Hey, that's a big deal.
Mhm.
Like, overall, this was positive for Astrea, right? Surely.
Do you think even with losing the 2 Stalkers bottom right?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I really do. Because otherwise, it's another medevac goes down. Mine on the way out as well. So the bottom right side is secure. I think this is also secure. There are no tanks here. The only thing Astrea needs to be careful of is a drop into the main base. So you see he's moving towards the left, trying to stop that. Needs to also make sure he doesn't walk away too far from his nexus, because he might need a couple of force fields and Zealot warp-ins. He is pretty freaking blind right now. He's gonna scout the middle with a Zealot. That is a big deal. Clem is gonna stim in, sets up these mines as well. It's gonna be so hard here for Astrea to break this position.
Yeah, it's not ideal, especially as you have to walk into the mines. The sentry getting blown up as well. This base is in a little bit of trouble. We are going to see the army of Clem backing away, but man, 16 probes down. And Clem maintaining a lot of his army throughout this as well, especially as the huge part, right? Because now you can just get it out, heal it up, and he's going to be ready to go again with a ton of units still. So able to put a great bit of damage in, and Clem improving his position heavily in this game 3 and for revenge after that game 2.
Raven is not done yet either. Comes back in, gets 3 more kills. GG out of Astrea. Clem is going to move on to the grand finals of the Wardy Open.